Welcome back. This is episode 17 of Arc 4 of Better Than Heroes. If you are new to our stream, welcome. I'm Rachel Weeks. I play Klik, the level 11 Kreen fighter.
I'm Jordan Dahl, and I play the Moonboy, a level 11 unconscious Moonboy.
What now? I'm Aaron Urist, and I play K.A.I, the Artificer.
And I'm Harlan Kelly. I'm the Dungeon Master of this game, and I play everybody else except the moon.
I also play the moon.
Yeah.
That's true.
Sometimes the moon. We haven't seen the moon in a few days.
In a catastrophic misstep of casting, we made Harlan every NPC. Except for one.
Except for one.
The most important
But
one.
But we did get... Aaron Urist was a big get on that.
I just voice the moon.
We were in
still...
negotiations for months. Aaron didn't believe in the moon when we first started. We had to talk him into it.
Yeah.
It's up there, even now.
I'm still not positive.
Believe it or not, we're going to play some 5e Spelljammer-inspired Dungeons & Dragons tonight. Our show is normally live soundtracked by Jason Wardell, but he is not with us this evening. He's alive. He's just busy. And it is live directed by Case Drury of Tiger Moon Productions.
Who is here?
Nice.
There we go. And of course,
we're back.
Our show is brought to you by our patrons and our subscribers. So if you are a patron or a subscriber, we are incredibly grateful. You help us pay Case, you help us pay Jason, you help make this show happen every week. You're the best. If you can, we'd love to have you consider supporting the show financially, either by subscribing to the stream, you can join our Patreon, or you can pick up some sweet Better Than Heroes merch on Teespring. This is my cat.
Or you could just let me stay at your place for a couple of weeks. If that's how you want to support us, let me crash on the couch.
Yeah, send us some coffee in the mail.
Yeah.
Yeah. We will barter with support.
Yeah.
Send us a cow. We'll make lemonade.
Leave a chicken on my balcony.
It's going to be a real no-nonsense game tonight, y'all. I can tell.
I miss Andrew.
He loves
Me too.
D&D enough to keep us playing it.
I have not yet begun to not play D&D.
Also, right, Spelljammer's happening in real life.
Yeah.
They're making a 5e Spelljammer book. So we're going to be blue check verified, kids. Not just,
Spelljammer's happening in real life. Elon Musk is doing it.
No.
It's happening in the metaverse. It's
the size of the cowboy hat on that guy.
We're all getting a golden ship.
Please get us out of here before Jordan compares Goliath to Elon Musk, because then we're just going to have a problem. We're just going to fight. No, we're going to fight. Don't do it.
I don't see it.
But that makes it the perfect time to tell your friends about the show, because we're talking about Spelljammer. Share the show, say, we listen to this cool thing, and they mostly play D&D, but also just mess around. Tell them about Better Than Heroes. We appreciate everything you do to help this channel grow and make it successful, including watching. So thanks for joining us. We're going to play some D&D in just a few minutes, but first, it's time for last week's recap.
Ow! Previously on Better Than Heroes, K.A.I spent last week sick in bed with not COVID, but honestly, that's kind of a waste. Furthermore, no one has told me what happened in the previous session, so here's what I imagine happened previously on Better Than Heroes. In Florial's door dimension, the crew had just made a bridge-building pact with the Crystal Titan Madeira. and said goodbye to their friend Gregory Punch as he went off to fight his demons forever, as literally as possible. Suddenly, the Wind Rider rode in on a motorcycle with bat wings and apologized for prioritizing his stupid responsibilities over a weekly D&D game with a bunch of idiots. He was being pursued by Captain Powerface, Slow Death the Green Dragon, and the Undying Queen. The baddies rolled up in the dinger, looking mean, smelling of alcohol. Klik, K.A.I, and Moonboy all struck awesome poses, and the Space Jam theme began to play. Klik and K.A.I hit the Undying Queen with a planar pile driver combo, destroying her forever. Moonboy dribbled Powerface like a basketball, and then Wind Rider let the air out of him so he deflated and flew all around with a farting noise like a balloon. Slow Death tried to flee, but in her terror ran into the road where she was hit by a car. Then the skies opened and Aaron's dead mom showed up and told K.A.I not to let mental illness or trauma define him, and that she loved him, but that she preferred Klik and Moonboy. With all that done, the crew saved the dinger, and everyone except Relic went down and had a barbecue on the beach. On a scale of very to exactly, how close was this? Does my dead mom really love Moonboy more than me? Find out right now on Better Than Heroes.
Gonna be wild.
I'm gonna grab my charger.
Okay, we're back. Thank you for the subscription. Case, if possible, can you throw up just me and Rachel for a moment whenever you get a second? Doesn't have to be right now, just as you're getting there. But Klik, we left you holding Moonboy's unconscious body after you beat the shit out of him, and to the point where he went unconscious, not just in front of you, but up in the air. And he fell to the ground, and you caught him before he hit it, and you were jumping up the levels and ascending the crystal bridge that you came down on with his unconscious body in your arms. And so to start tonight off, this is what happens when you goof around for too long. I just cut right to watching your friends die. I don't know why I like to pretend that I'm mad about you all being funny ever. So I would like tonight to start off with you rolling a perception check for what Klik observes as you are hauling ass with Moonboy's dead body, or unconscious body.
He's not dead, Harlan.
Through this door
I
dimension.
saved him.
It's true.
I rolled a 19. Is that a 19? Yes.
Moonboy is actively dying. He is unconscious, but he has all of these wounds on his body, and he is hurting. Like, he's not coming to. There are, his nose is bleeding. There's blood coming out of his mouth. You've stabbed him a couple of times, and his clothing is soaked with blood. And as you are cradling him carefully and being very gentle with him as you mantis your way up and up, Klik has to make the decision now of whether she's going to stop and try and care for Moonboy, or if she's just going to try and beat the clock and get him back to K.A.I.
No, we're gonna stop.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, she'll find race along some of the doorways and try and find an empty doorway to duck into with Moonboy.
You find it immediately because there is nothing but doorways, or nothing but these archways, and everyone that does not have one of these crystal bridges connecting to it is inactive and empty. So you just, as soon as you notice this, can kind of use your mantis body to just woof off of the large winding bridge that you came down on to the side, find a little alcove there, and check out Moonboy. And if you'd like to, even you can see him, he's like unconscious. He's just kind of like, his head is lolling to the side, and when you lay him down, his whole body just like flops to the ground immediately. And you can do a medicine check here for if you can stabilize him. And it's DC 10. You have lots of space and time to do it. But please do give us some flavor on what it looks like for Klik to try and care for her tiny friend, Moonboy.
I think she sort of fumbles with this. This is not something that she's good at or used to. So she's very, very careful, sort of moving him around and trying to get him rested horizontally. He's so light in her arms. She's like, it's like a kitten when it's too small. Moonboy feels too small. And she sort of lays him across her lap and folds her giant sort of spindly legs underneath her and does a medicine check, which is, she gets a 12.
Okay, cool. With that, you are able to stop the death saving throws that I previously already had Jordan roll before the session to navigate this moment of, without Jordan rolling the death saving throws. So we already had them pre-programmed a little bit here.
Yeah.
But because I wanted to have you sweat, but Klik solves this problem. And I will say, I really want it from you too of what this looks like, because Klik is not a healer, and it doesn't. This isn't her forte, but she does roll her. You rolled your way into stabilizing Moonboy as he starts to roll death saving throws. You don't have magical healing abilities here, so you can't just heal him back into being fine, but you can stabilize him and stop him from rolling death saving throws. So just give us a little bit of flavor of what it looks like for Klik to actually be successful in this scenario, even though it's not the moment where you're like, oh, I know how to do CPR here or whatever.
Well, I think what she does is just kind of holds him and does what she's seen K.A.I do, which is not helpful necessarily. She kind of looks at different looks at his arms where he's bleeding, is like, bleeding, and just tries to make him comfortable, but then she pinches his nose and dumps a potion of greater healing into his mouth, and it's just like,
do you have a potion of greater healing?
I have a potion of greater healing in my pouch right now.
Let's fucking go. Okay,
shit.
cool. So then we can bring the Moonboy back here too, because you still, even you're poking and prodding, and even in you're doing the wrong things, you just have held him gently enough that you've not done any more damage to him, and you lay him down gently enough that you just get him to a moment of rest, and his body just kind of is stabilizes enough because he has been taken care of in his unconscious state. And as you're just kind of doing the wrong things over him, you pour this potion down his gullet, and he comes back to life here. So if you all want to do that scene, I will leave it to you.
You saved me twice now.
No, I don't know. You're barely here. So,
You did kill me once, but you saved me twice. In my book.
At least I'm breaking even.
That's a net positive. Those potions taste delicious, actually.
Do you think? God, that's been in my pouch forever. For
Maybe
3 arcs.
Maybe that's what's doing it. It's a nice vintage. It tastes like, do you remember those energy drinks, Socko? It tastes like a Socko. They discontinued them after all those wakeboarders went blind.
You worry that Moonboy is maybe not altogether
a little
fully healed
delirious.
because he's just saying made
Yeah, he
up
starts to
words.
slip again, and then he's like, "You're wakeboarding."
I think she's just like, oh god, you're worse than I thought, and she slings you
No.
over her shoulders like a backpack and just takes off running again.
And a little of the potion comes out of his mouth. I'm still full of it. It's okay. It's okay. I got most of it. How many HPs do I recover for?
It's 44 plus 4.
Incredible.
Holy shit!
That's amazing. I'm gonna
It's not
start.
44. It's 4D.
Oh, I see.
4D4.
Okay.
Sorry.
Should I roll it or you?
Plus 4. I don't know. How do you want to do it, Harlan?
I think it's more fun for the person who is doing the healing to roll it, because then if you do bad, it's your fault for healing them terribly. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
It's 11.
That's good.
I rolled
Yeah.
3 1s.
There we go.
It's okay.
There we go.
Listen,
This
you're no
is-
healer,
honestly,
but you saved
the
my
dice,
life.
This is
Oh,
The
emotional
dice tell
labor.
the story here, right? You know, you did a bad job of healing
Yeah,
him,
she
and he
literally
vomited
like
some of it
drowned
up.
him in. She drowned him in a healing
It took you
potion.
a second to realize you need to close his nose. Just
Yeah.
It was
waterboarding him
out.
with healing.
Yeah.
Yeah. When he wakes up, there's like some of it dripping out of his nose. That's like just hit points going
That's
away. into the
terrible.
dirt.
Okay, what are your hit points looking like, Klik?
I'm okay. I've got 36 left.
Okay,
I mean,
I'm
it's
going-
low for me, but
Yeah, I'm gonna take this opportunity to heal us a little bit.
sure,
Because
yeah,
I can
'Cause
do
you
some
can-
heals.
we'll do a better job of it.
Yeah, and sure,
Okay.
just to slow us down, just because I think this is cool too. Like, let's have you all give us some flavor here, Jordan, too, of you being alone in this again. It's like a small cave, and I'm just gonna keep saying this over and over because I love it. The archway that leads into the stone wall, as well as not a door. It's not a built archway. It's just a round door-shaped entrance that leads back into this cave, and there is you all can see at the back there is this just open, like slightly open wooden door that leads to the stone wall at the back of the cave. There's a door at the back of every one of these alcoves, but this isn't activated, you know, now because one of the crystal bridges isn't connected here. But you all are alone in this little alcove, and you've went from not having control of your body and watching something try and harm your friend as it took over your body and fought against her, and you saw the pain because you could see through, even though you were being possessed, you were still aware of what's happening, and you saw your friend be in pain and kick the shit out of you to try and help you, and then you just go unconscious, come back in this moment, and you are alone in this alcove. She's clearly healed you, and just what does it look like here for you to cast your healing magic and you all to just have this moment together?
Well, I think so. Klik asked what happened, and I think he kind of slips into a moment of telling her exactly what happened. He's like,
It was one of those creatures that we saw in the Cove of Bones. It was looking at me and it was speaking, and then I was gone, and it was inside of me. It was steering the boat, you know. And
It was awful. I
know
could tell you weren't there, but
you did.
you
did
were
the
still
right
there.
thing. I was, but I knew that you would figure it out. You always save us. Here, come here.
Barely.
Give me your hands, the big ones, the top ones. We've got to get
She'll
out of here.
give him her big hands, sort of, that are. There's only 3 fingers, so they kind of aren't sure where to grab Moonboy's tiny hands. So she kind of just grabs it around the palms, like around the sides, and is like,
Okay, all right, that will do.
and I'm going to cast Healing Word. You get 18 points back.
nice.
I'm going to cast Healing Word on myself as well. I will receive 15 additional points, and I think that's all we really have time for.
Yeah.
I mean, I could do it again. I could waste some spell slots, and I think he's saying this. I think he's like, that should get us there. We've got to go. We've got to go now. And he's gonna also cast Pass Without Trace.
Oh yeah,
boy.
that's great.
Man, I was legit gonna make you roll on the table I have for random encounters in the corridors here, but you will probably get away with it. So let's have you both roll stealth checks as
Hell yeah.
Moonboy. And I will say, Moonboy, I want you to roll yours at, this is a thing I did not do before, but I should have done, and I'm going to do it again.
Mm-hmm.
I want you to roll yours at disadvantage if you are going to fly because your shoes are lit up. But you still got the plus 10, or you can just like let Klik carry you as well.
I'm definitely gonna just try to keep up with Klik because I think he's well aware of this light spell, and he's also well aware of the fact that this is moony terrain, and he would get advantage.
Look at you. Look at you, Jordan Doll.
Well, I can't. I'll never live down forgetting that I had advantage on that wisdom saving throw. So now I'm trying to be overly.
Yeah, no. We have clearly established that this is rocky terrain that would count enough as moony terrain. So it's just you can both roll straight up.
Holy shit! I rolled so bad.
I also rolled badly, but I did get an 18.
Yeah, I pulled it off. I got a dirty 20 off of a 3.
Yeah, I had rolled a 4.
It's hard for
Without
me
Trace
to
is insane.
not just blow past Pass Without Trace, but I'm still gonna roll. I'm still gonna roll a perception check for the things, the creatures in the dark. So, I got a 2.
What?
All right. I think we're just kind of limping along in silence. Just trying to be quiet and trying to, just walking home.
Really not pushing it. I think we both kind of
Yeah.
got laid a little low here, and whereas we, 2 weeks ago might have been leaping and flying through these tunnels, now we're kind of creeping up to every boulder, making sure it's not some sort of horrifying creature that looks like a boulder. We're watching for doors. And I also am going to tell Klik, I think he can't quite remember it all. When a dragon gets hit by a car and wakes up in the hospital and can't remember the whole day? I think he's like,
There was a bridge. It looked, and flowers. It felt like going home. And then
what are they called? The moon, the husk.
yes, moonshells.
Moonshell. Ugh.
Yes, they were everywhere. And the blasted elemental. I never should have tried to summon him.
He was just afraid. Once he lost you, he was confused, scared. We're all just doing our best. I saw a fountain, and it had the moon girl on it and three other beings. I assume they're the cisterns.
They must be the cisterns.
It was a dwarf and a human, an elf.
We've got to get to K.A.I. K.A.I will know what to do.
Well, maybe
yeah,
the bridge will be ready.
As you all take off into this space, you again just the whole place is full of mist, and it's almost like being inside of a city at night, but there's no an empty city at night because there's no creatures really moving around. There's no hustle and bustle. The mist is just lit up by all these neon glowing bridges that connect all of these empty doorways that are on each side of the crevice that is the corridor, and you all move through it just with ease as Moonboy, you follow Klik back up this very steep, long, and winding crystal bridge that she just seems to be able to is just very confidently following, and it's easy for you to read that she this is her path, the pathway that brought her down here. And
well, the pathway that took me down here was like a slide.
Yeah, exactly. So
Yeah.
I kind
It's a
of
bit of a
imagine
hike.
that Klik can get back up it, but just as one of those really nimble toddlers who is able to climb back up the slide. You know what
We're
I mean?
doing
Can't be done.
nimble toddlers.
Like those nimble toddlers who are also a big insect monster.
The nimblers.
Yeah, you know,
Yeah.
it's like when you take your nephew to the park and you watch a kid climb back up the slide and you're like, damn, that's honestly impressive. That's all I'm
Yeah,
saying.
that's not a toddler, that's a nimbler.
Yeah.
Is that even allowed? Do the cops come?
My nephew was with me. It's fine.
That slide's
So-
for downsies.
Who's got a slide? Get him.
So, like you and Moonboy are able to you're winded almost by the time that you get to the top of here, but because you have to take it slowly, but you are unbothered. And I do want to, because you all are so unnoticed by anything, I do want to give you a chance here on a little bit of a difficult perception check as you're walking and trudging and trying to be careful through the mist. But let's have you both do a perception check as you move back through these corridors.
Moonboy's gonna do a little kind of scout hand and give himself guidance on it. Just a little foom.
I rolled a 13.
Hang on, let's see if we can get it over 30. That's a 31, y'all.
Shut the fuck up. Oh, I miss Jason Wardell's soundtrack in those moments. Because it usually lets me think for a second when you break what I have to give you.
What's Dammies for just seeing stuff?
Perceptions?
These are damn seas.
There it is. I was going the wrong way around. I was trying
Whoa.
Oh, man.
Damn seas.
Yeah. Rachel, one time you said, "Oh, we perceive" on here, and that.
Oh,
clip
yeah.
is stuck
Oh, we
in my brain,
perceive.
and I feel like that's what's happening.
to. Hell yeah.
And so, you know what? I'm because you rolled over 30, and again, I believe in the scaling up here because you've built your character to even be able to roll this high. So, may you be rewarded for rolling high. As you are climbing up this crystal slide slowly, like a nimble toddler, Moonboy, you just have this moment of clarity as you hold your hand up to, you have this bit of like moon goggles on from your hands and the guidance of the moon, and there is an opening in the mist, and you can see this one.
Oh.
A
Bless
man
you.
sneezing off in the distance. Yeah.
You hear a distant sneezing.
That sneeze just wafts away some of the mist, and
Who's there?
you see one of these archways, one of these stone archways, and you can see a door that, again, one of these crystal bridges is powering, and you can see the deep blue crystal as it's like grows off of the bridge and makes these traces along the ground and connects with the archway and goes deeper into the cavern, and you can see this like bright blue door at the end there. It's like a baby blue. It's like a soft blue, and it is open but crackling. Like you can see the crackle and then it like cuts off for a second and then cuts back on, and when it floats open, you see a place that you recognize that is surrounded by jungle. Maybe no, it's some sort of like leafed forest that looks a little tropical, and you see a stone platform that is the place where you watched Janice disappear from you. And it shuts and cuts off, and it flickers in and out and in and out immediately, and it disappeared. But you see it because you stood on the other side of it. It was a pool that was walked into, but in this moment, as you are walking up the bridge. Like, you're walking up this slide here, and you just look to the side, and the mist clears, and you see straight through, and it is a broken, crackling doorway. You can see the crystal bridge that connects to it as you look down, and it's cracked and broken and is just holding itself together. And it's like there's these jolts every once in a while, and then it fades away for a while, and then like clicks back in and then disappears as if like the connection is broken and uncertain. But there is a moment where you see through that doorway and you see that place where you stood before, and you're not sure if this is one of the things that you're like, this is you just seeing, like walking through a crowded place and you think you see a friend that but it's just a stranger that kind of looks like them, and you have that feeling for a second, but then it flicks back again, and you are 100% certain that is a small island on Firmarigna that you are gazing into.
I think the Moonboy kind of stops, and I think Klik clocks it, like when your friend stops walking behind you.
Yeah.
And he kind of, like, once he sees it again, he, like, smacks her. He's like,
What? What?
Schmidt!
Is that?
That's where she went. That's where Janice.
No.
Where she killed
What are the odds?
Jared
Just
Logan.
astronomical.
We have to find Kai. We have to get
Does
Kai.
Klik know the word astronomical? Probably not.
100. Yes. Yeah. No. Absolutely.
She does now.
But, like, just learned it this week and is using it a little too much.
She's been using it a lot. And she keeps using it to describe the stars, and they're like, sort of.
Sort of.
Like, the stars are looking astronomical tonight.
You're right.
Technically,
And
that's
you're like,
right, but yeah.
Like, yes. But not really.
You're right.
And she nails it
God.
on this one.
Someone said in chat, these hover crumpets are astronomical, which is
Like,
feels right.
no, it doesn't just mean good. And she's like, what?
Did you guys try today's crossword? Astronomical. What?
That was one of the answers to one of the words.
This is the problem with D&D being a chronological game, is you should be able to go back through.
And I think
Be like, at breakfast this morning.
I think the Moonboy
Cut
responds
to, yeah.
by saying just that. He's like,
You're right. It is chronological.
and he's like,
We have to find Kai now more than ever.
Klik will. Do I have something that I could like mark this door with?
I was thinking the
or,
same thing.
Like lamb's blood. Mage hand invisible.
not.
None of these. I guess I could try to take the. Yeah, I don't know. It's over a door. Felt right.
As you're thinking about the Klik, a thing you realize kind of as you're searching your pack and also just like trying to figure out how to mark this is the amount of doors in this place, astronomical. And but it is, you can feel it a little bit in your like survivor instincts here, in your like your drive towards safety and to protect your friends, and everything is like, this place is huge, and whenever you've gotten around here, you've had Gregory Punch guiding you to places, and you knew that because of some innate ability that he had, he could not get lost here. And the other time is when you got guidance from one of the people who is very in control of how this place works, and you got a little lucky too. And so there's a piece of you that knows, oh boy, this could be really hard to find again because of the like this place is a maze without being a maze. It is a tangled web, and which isn't to say you can't do it. It's not me as a DM winking and saying no. I'm just saying Klik would have that knowledge of
winking
time
and
here.
saying yes.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely like she knows enough to be like, well, we gotta do something to try and differentiate this. I have fully nothing. I could leave a feather here.
Yeah, I have a 50 feet of hempen rope.
And just to make sure I did not lose this in the description, a thing that you all can see is the crystal bridge that is connected to this doorway that you're looking through. It's baby blue and it's cracked. So just
Okay, so it's got a
Okay.
distinct
Actually, I did not.
bridge.
Okay, you know what I can do?
Okay. Do you have anything? Do you have anything?
She's rifling through pockets and pulling stuff out. She produces like an 8-foot peacock feather and a pair of
Feather!
a pair of and is like, I don't know, I have this.
The feather's perfect. This is perfect.
She like there's dice coming out of her pockets and tiny knives and like
And while Klik
She's
is
got an
still
orb of-
rummaging,
yeah.
Moonboy takes the feather and kind of like gingerly, and behind him just dice and combs and springs and mechanical pencils.
Yeah, this is starting to look like Hexopolis's den.
God.
You know,
Look at
Yeah.
this stuff. Isn't it neat?
Wouldn't you say my collection's astronomical?
God damn it.
Shut up! Everyone, stop singing.
And he takes it and he kind of tries to find, like, you know how you'll try to like put something somewhere sort of hidden so nobody like just walking by can see your secret box of Chips Ahoy, you know, but you want to know where to find them?
Oddly specific.
Well, I'll never tell. And he kind of like hides it behind a rock, and he's like,
Okay, I can find this feather again, magically.
and he says a couple of words over it, and he gets to know the feather as best he can. He tastes it a little bit. He smells it. And
favorite
he's
color
like,
feather.
All right. Oh, really? Purple and green and blue. Me too. All right. Okay, I think I can get us back here.
What's
Am I
going
gonna get my feather back?
Wait, yes, but it has to stay here for a while. But I can get it again. Remember how I found your
Okay.
Chachta?
Klik does like a little spin and sort of collects all of her little trinkets that have been strewn about psionically, and they all sort of like Mary Poppins back into her bag. And she,
amazing.
God. Hell yeah. Man, you've come so far from practicing throwing hover crumbles
I
across the
don't
room
know
to
if
just...
like
doop, 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 doop,
I don't know if mechanically she can do that, but like I'd probably have
Oh.
to spend it. But we're doing it because it's cute.
Flavor-wise, you can do it. These are
Yeah.
inconsequential
I'm not
objects.
shooting it at anybody.
yeah, I count that as an emote.
Yeah. But yeah, she'll do like a cute little twirl, and they go back into her little pockets as.
Cool. Is it difficult for Klik to leave the feather that she's had for such a long time here? That she
No, she's getting it back.
attached it? Okay.
She believes me, boy.
It's a hero feather.
And so yeah, with that, you all are just marking this doorway, kind of like leaving the feather by the end of the cracked blue bridge. Moonboy, you
Yes.
can kind of like fly
Yeah.
over there and place it down if you'd
but-
like to on the ground.
Again, I am taking a little care to sort of hide it, so somebody walking by can't just find it and be like, incredible. I'm like shimmying it behind a rock. If you'd like me to roll to see how well I can hide it, I'm into that.
Absolutely, you know
Isn't
all
there
my
like a
tricks by now,
welcome
Jordan.
mat you can put it under?
We're coming up on 2 years of episodes, and you truly know. You can hear it in my voice when I'm laying out a. Where do you lay it, and how do you
Yeah.
lay it? Because I need a plot device. Yeah. Please roll literally any check that you want to,
Okay.
that you would
Take your
use to
mouth
hide
off
this.
the microphone.
I'm gonna call.
I'm sorry.
I'm gonna
the
call
cat
it a
is like
s-
fully chewing on the microphone.
I'm gonna call it. You know, weirdly, I'm gonna call it a nature check. I think this is sort of in the world of disguising a campsite, if you will, covering tracks, that type of thing. And
Yeah.
so I think he's gonna look for a spot that this would fit in rather neatly and be indiscernible, or at least
Absolutely.
you'd have to
Trying
look.
to find the most natural place to leave a giant feather. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Can I assist with this one just by helping carry the rocks and stuff and
You
redistribute
sure
them?
can. Yes.
Thank God. So
Go for
advantage.
Yep.
Amazing. Come on, you creep! No! Bummer. I got a 10.
All together.
Yeah.
Cool. You all put a stack of rocks all over the feather, and there is now no feather that is obvious, but there is clearly a stack of rocks that is obvious. So
Looks like
you
rocks
kind
to
of look
me.
at it. You look like more places, and you kind of, you can see that it's better for there to be a weird stack of rocks than a weird feather, because there is really nothing here but crystal bridges and rocks and doorways. So, and you all head out. And you can just continue up the fuchsia crystal slide that you came down, Klik, and can eat your way back up to it with pass without trace going. It does take you a little bit longer than an hour, but you all are close enough to the area where the pools are as you go back up because of Klik's deeply consistent athletic ability to help you and Moonboy just she becomes.
There's definitely moments where Klik picks up Moonboy and puts him on a higher rock.
Yep. And he goes, I did it. Just do what I do.
Yeah. It's like when my dog gets tired from walking and I just carry him the rest of the
So she's got like a dog stroller. But
Save yourself and carry me with you.
Great.
she swaddles him.
Just carry him just in your tiny arms.
For a moment, the Moonboy is swaddled like a baby, and then for a couple of frames, Klik is swaddled, and Moonboy's trying desperately to carry her.
Moon Bjorn? Is that the joke?
Aww.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying? Where like the two little arms are holding you. It's like a baby Bjorn. It's like you're strapped around, but it's just two tiny arms holding you. Yeah, okay, cool. I think we're going to take a little bit of an early break here. I know we got a late start and we're before the hour mark, but it just feels like it makes sense beat-wise for us to just take a quick fiver to drink, pee, and we'll be right back here. And we're going to come back and we're going to see what K.A.I was doing with Madeira before these folks arrive. So we'll see you in just a second. In case if you can get us out of here, that'd be great. We'll see you all in 5 minutes.
See you soon. I'll be here because my cat's on my arm.
Look how good she is.
Aw, case cut to full of you. This is great. I love this. It's just you and Scully right now.
Hi,
this
chat.
Is great. What a
This
nice,
is my
calm
duck.
thing.
Oh, that's a belly.
It's
It's belly time.
You guys had to see this.
It's belly time.
I'm glad we get to see it.
We're doing little. She's trying not to fall off the desk was what that was.
The mix of panic and addiction to tummy rubs in her
Oh,
eyes.
tummy,
I'll risk it all. Worth it.
Tummy. Oh, yeah. We're just ripping at my shirt. Perfect. Tummy.
Best rubs of there.
Okay, we're
Come
back.
on, everybody, better do that bumpy.
Get it out.
That's the word.
Get it
That's
all
a
out.
good thing to be back for. Yeah.
Oh, well, yeah, it was.
Okay.
Everybody gets to
Here we go.
enjoy it.
Hang on. Aaron's having an Esteban attack.
I'm having.
Okay. K.A.I. The last we saw you, Aaron and Urist weren't here, but we saw Klik say goodbye to you because you all knew that Moonboy, you all kind of knew what Moonboy was doing, and going kind of like peeling off, doing his own thing to go follow this trail of flowers, and your guts didn't tell you you needed to be that worried about him. He had a big elemental with him. Until you got all the way up to the pools and you had spent time up there and you had talked to this crystal guardian named Madeira, and you realized that you just needed to get the group back together because eventually this bridge was going to be finished and you needed to be able to go together on it. And so Klik went off to just find Moonboy, and you have spent time here with Madeira. This what looks like this large egg-shaped crystal that's 3-4 times as tall as you. This like just huge, large crystal that is built into the wall, and you can see all these like threads growing off of it as well. It seemed to connect to the pools out here. You can't quite tell. It's not like there's veins or anything connected to it, but she is definitely the leader of this garden of crystal growth that is all around her. And the balcony, the stone balcony out in front of this huge alcove that she lives in, has all of these pools of water, and there are so many. There's the most concentration of crystal bridges that you have seen anywhere, kind of off of this section of pools that just seem to grow off in all directions. And it's clear that not every crystal bridge originates from here, but just at least a lot of them do. And one of the reasons, and I want you to add to this, I don't want to tell you how Kai feels, but just even from someone observing why Kai would maybe stay here, is she is clearly a creator of things in this dimension, and she's clearly well versed in this dimension as well. So she seems to be busy and to not be too bothered by you all being here or by really anything too much. She seems mostly just excited that Gregory Punch went into tumult to fight a bunch of evil things, because it will solve her problem of these chaotic demon-like creatures leaking into her world. But she's kind of disappeared while Klik went off to find Moonboy, and she's kind of withdrawn into herself. Her face can easily just like disappear, but you can still see all of this crystal growth coming off of her and just like slowly pulsing in and around you. And you see a couple other crystals like growing bits off of them that seem to merge with other growing bits as even before Klik leaves, one of these crystal bridges is starting to form on the end of the balcony that has all of these pools on it. And so I would love to hear why you think Kai, who is very protective of his friends, is this guardian, but, also trusts their power and their ability. But there's something here that feels important about taking the risk of, letting Klik go off on her own, letting, to find Moonboy, which is not like she needs you, but just, the group is stronger together unless you need to split up. And so there's something in Kai's gut that is telling him he needs to stay here to kind of chum it up with Madeira in whatever way Kai would. But I want you to give us that moment. Like, what do you feel like is true about that? What does Kai see here that he either wants the scenario or feels like he should be a part of?
Sure. I think that Kai, it seemed necessary to take the time to try to talk to her a little bit, because she might know Florial.
And just for the people who have not watched every single episode and followed every single breadcrumb trail that I've been slowly setting out since literally the first episode, who is Florial to Kai?
Florial is like a famous... I mean, sort of the average person would know him as like a very famous wizard and like miracle worker type guy, but specifically he's an extremely powerful, not just a wizard, but an artificer of like, he's like a legendary tier crafter of magical stuff. And he was part of this group of other crafters, 4 of them called the Cisterns. Another one of whom was the Moon Girl, who we met earlier in our adventures. But we don't really know anybody. She was the first person we've met, theoretically, who knew Florial at all. And she didn't really want to talk about it. So if Madeira has been here, Florial built this place, and Madeira has been here since the beginning.
She built it on rock and roll, right?
That's right.
No, it was a different city.
Oh, I'm mistaken.
Yeah, that one's Toledo.
Yeah, that was a very good recap, Aaron. Thank you.
This city was built on indie folk punk.
Okay, I would appreciate if you didn't roast me in front of the Twitch chat.
Yeah, stinky. Oh, you play a mandolin so angry.
All right.
Yep, that's folk punk in a sentence right there.
I like it.
Infantilism and all. So, how do you approach this? Because Madeira is not chatting you up for sure. She's you cannot even see a face in this like egg-shaped crystal that has like glowing bits of it just like very quickly forming off the wall and moving themselves along the edge of this cavern.
Sure. Absolutely. And Kai also, I mean, I think probably feels a little bit of understanding from Madeira because Kai spent, the first part of his life as like a self-aware being hooked up to the sort of central making unit of this big workshop. So it's not totally unlike what Madeira might be experiencing here. So I think Kai will sort of take some time and watch her work a little bit to get a feel for how she does things. And then
I'll roll an Arcana check just out of the gates.
Yeah, absolutely. Where's my good D20? There we go. Oh. Dece. All right. That is going to be a 21.
21, okay. Yeah, you can see that she is... you would recognize it as almost an organic process, like a dandelion, like the white dandelion being blown out into the world and seeds spreading, as she is just pulsing all of these different bits of crystal throughout the cavern, because there's all of these different crystals that are different colors that you recognize as growing out in the corridor, out in this crevice around you, and you can see just like droplets of them that are, it's not water, it's just like these bits of hexagonal crystal growths just roofing their way slowly across the wall, which in nature would take a very long time, but because she is exasperating this, or she is encouraging this process and accelerating this process, that you can see this crystal growth just happening very quickly from all of these different spots, and it just looks like raindrops almost of these like glowing crystals going slowly throughout here and here, and you realize it almost feels to you too, as you unfocus your eyes, as you see it in a different way that's not just watching the lights and watching the growth, but feeling the magic that is being conjured here. It feels like a dance or a song, like there's a rhythm to it that she's kind of like going here and then here and then here, which all of these crystal growths. Exactly. And all of them are just coalescing on the end of this balcony of pools, and even the pools seem to, there's just like a boop and a boop and a boop as the crystal growth goes past them. It's like flavoring goes onto them almost, or like seasoning from these different pools, and it grows out, and she's stacking all of these bits up as this bridge is continuing to it's like in a cartoon when like a Bugs Bunny is like putting down the track in front of him, and it's just like boom, 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 and then they're like all of a sudden there's a full ass
that was
it
me.
Feels it feels like that a little bit, as you can just see all these tiny bits just like doom, 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 doom. It's like stacking themselves on each other and going out into the mist here. And so, yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say you get anything mechanically from that except for me talking a long time about how I thought about why these bridges are built.
She make it.
I loved it.
I roll a 20. I know she make it. That's something.
Yeah, and but I think you do get from this that it is already kind of like intuitively known to a few of you throughout this crew, but a thing that you kind of like get explicitly from this, that you can you know enough about how magical things are created to read this here. Is that she's building a pathway, not just in a physical place that you walk, but like how electricity works, where you need to connect the circuit, and she is connecting the circuit of these portal doors through these crystals. And it seems like all with it you gather, like all of these doors lead to somewhere, but one side needs to be plugged into another side in order for these different connections in I don't even want to say universe, because it goes past that, to in order for these doorways to be active.
Mm-hmm. Interesting.
So yeah, K.A.I is just soaking all of that in without talking to her at all, and you can feel her working. But what do you do?
Yeah, I think I'm sort of hovering around and looking at her work and watching her. You know, I watch her work for a little while and sort of put together the process, you know, loosely, as you described, that she's doing, and put it together that, you know, these connections are all over this place, and that, you know, she's building these connections that connect the portals, not just a bridge to a portal that's already there. And I guess I'll go over and try to talk to her a little bit. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna seduce her. JK.
Are you speaking to her telepathically or in Terran?
I'll go Terran, since that's how we talked before.
I love it. And again, this literally sounds like
Rock
two stones
moving,
being rubbed together on
tectonic
various degrees.
plates.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Anywhere between a deep moan and nails on a chalkboard.
Nice.
So what are you saying to her?
Oh, you mean actually? Okay. Actually,
Her face appears quickly, and she says, "Do not take that tone with me."
Yeah, sorry, it's my accent. I have a metamorphic accent. I do apologize using the. Anyways,
We're from
talent.
Ignia. We speak igneous.
Your tone is very metallic.
Yes, I get that a lot. Your reach is so far in this place. Your work is so beautiful. Do you?
Stones have been here a long time.
Yes. What about you? Have you been here a long time, since the beginning
The beginning of what?
of this place?
This place is outside of the time that is measured by your life.
My life. Yes, I know what you're talking about. That describes my life more accurately than you would probably guess.
Some of the crystals fall from the wall for a second as she gets distracted, and I'm gonna have her roll an insight check on your answer there. She looks at you and she says, "Are you not of your body?"
What a question. Not exactly. Maybe not.
What does that mean? I am made of stone. I do not have time for subtlety.
Sure. I made this body what I needed it to be, but I'm not exactly what you see before you. No, I would say my tether to this body might not be quite as permanent as my friends.
So if I had one of my children smash you to pieces, and then she looks at you for a second, she goes, "Maybe a few of them," as she's kind of being like, "Yeah, you might be more powerful than you seem." She's like, "You would live on?"
Well, that's sort of a rude hypothetical, I suppose. But I'm not sure I know the answer to that. But
So, before you get into it, I'm sorry, we got a raid from 22,
Hey.
20 sides to every story. Excuse me, struggled with that. Welcome, everybody. We're in the middle of a chat with a earth elemental, some sort of crystal goddess.
To the DMs in the chat, it's a Durgar. It's like, wait, no, hold on. Fuck, did I fuck it up? Yeah, no, I fucked it up.
Guy,
It's
dwarves.
yeah.
dwarves.
Wow, I'm deeply embarrassed because Galeb Dur. No, Galeb Dur. There it is. It's GALEB space DUHR to the DMs in the chat. Anyway, sorry. I got excited to show off, and then I fucked it up.
Sounds
yeah, so-
like a mean name you would call someone. This guy's a real Galeb Dur.
Sounds like a mean kid I went to high
like a
school with.
yeah,
Run, Caleb
Caleb.
Durr's coming.
Ah, God, Caleb's coming.
Yeah, so an ancient creature made of crystal stone is talking to a arcane construct that made a body for himself.
She's grumpier than I had
We're talking about
anticipated.
consciousness.
Well, she is at work right now, Jordan.
Yes. I might. What about you? What if I don't have any children, but what if I got a posse together and smashed you into little pieces? Would you live on? I'm not going to do that. Again, rude hypothetical.
This is bonding between us because we are shirking the niceties of being polite, and we are discussing rude hypotheticals together and becoming closer as a result.
Yes,
Please
I like to
take-
think so.
A regular F, Marry, Kill,
Yes.
but for robots.
Either that, right? Either that.
What
or
happens
we're
to your
threatening
body
each
when it's
other.
destroyed? Yeah.
What happens to your body when it's destroyed? Huh?
Wouldn't you like to know?
But I will say, like, that. You know what? No, roll an insight check.
Okay. 15.
She's being kind of rude to you intentionally because she is a very sweet, hospitable creature. And even you could kind of like tell that even in the Gregory Punch fight because she was setting him up for success. Like
true.
you know, she was she was happy to be talking to you all. She has like this sweet caretaker. You could just feel it immediately as a caretaker yourself. But in this private moment, she's being kind of a dick, and it's kind of cool. Like it's cool that she's being rude to you because it feels like she's not being hospitable, and by that is showing you some sort of like trust or interest.
Sure.
Like by
She's busting
teasing
my
you.
ball. She's pulling my pigtails because she likes me.
Exactly. Yeah. She's busting your nuts in like a actual metallic sense.
She's nutsing
Yeah,
my
yeah.
bolts.
Yeah. Again, I would just like to remind everyone that everyone here besides me is the professional comedian. So
But that was pretty good.
That
That
was
was good.
I liked
thank
it.
you.
Busting
I've
your
learned
nuts.
from the
Yeah.
best after doing this for 2 years. So and she's like she says something to you that it's very jarring if it's true. She says, if you smash this crystal apart, every crystal bridge in this corridor will fall apart. And the connections will no longer exist. They are all my children, even though if all of them can't fight. So if you'd like to destroy me, breaking this crystal will end the life of this place. But if you do, know I will never forget, and I will still find a way to harm you for harming my family.
Yeah, understandable. Likewise.
Yeah, says this like very like shadowy face that is on the edge of a large crystal that is like has like flecks of it flying off and like growing across the wall.
Yeah, no, I don't mean you any harm at all. I assure
know.
you.
Yes, you speak turn. I can feel it in the vibrations.
It's true. Wait, what? Okay. Do you know Florial?
Yes.
Have you seen him recently? Can you tell me about him? I've heard so much about him. And we need...
The face looks scolding at you and says, them.
Them. Oh. Thank you.
They are many. And they nod at you.
They
Or
are
she nods at
many.
you. Yes, Florial. And there's a sigh in Terran, which, oh boy, it is like near an earthquake. And it's already a jarring language. It's already like this like terrestrial language. A sigh in it is, it's like a note you can't, it's so low that you can't hear, but you can feel in your chest.
Brown note.
Yeah, exactly. Your heart turns brown. And the face looks up at you, and again, like there's almost like a stop in the building of the crystal bridge because Madeira is so concentrated on you now, and she's like, I miss Florial. They don't come here anymore. This used to be their favorite place, and I would build them bridges in every direction. They created me, pulled me from the earth, and gave me this body in a way that you gave yourself your body. But they have not been here for many lifetimes of you, she says to you, and she says, if you see them, tell them I miss them. And I have many ideas for more pathway connections.
Do you know his friends? Do you know the Moon Girl? Have you seen her? She might have come through here looking for him.
Yes. Did you waddle along a pathway?
Do you know which one? There are so
Yes.
many. Could you show me? Could you tell me?
Oh.
Could you tell me where, or just tell me where it went?
Yes, but I want you to roll a persuasion check here.
Sure, I will. Kai is definitely...
She
he's
likes
growing a little...
you, but this is a different thing.
Yeah, for sure. And also, Kai's questioning is getting rapidly more pointed and more urgent. So this would be exactly the sort of time where, she would want to size me up. Because...
And she likes you, too. Like, she's obviously having a good time, but you just touched on something that even you, Kai, can feel like you've kind of overstepped. Did you roll like a 28 on the dice? Yeah,
I rolled a 20 on the dice.
Yeah.
That's a natural 20. My perception is not good, so.
Okay, I think
so it's a total. For total, it's a 22.
Amazing.
I think I want you to
Crazy.
give us a little bit of this moment, because Kai is able. You know, this is kind of like the 2 a.m. conversation where you meet a stranger at a bar and they say something to you and you're like, oh, I'm gonna need you to please tell me more about that because clearly this is a thing that we should talk about. You know, like almost like an innocuous story that you you can hear the truth behind, and you all are speaking in this really absurd, resonating language, and I would like you to give us a little flavor of like what Kai can hear behind Madeira's words that tells Kai how protective Madeira is of Florial and how Madeira knows exactly the door to get to where Moon Girl went to go find Florial. And I kind of like, I don't even know. In my head, I don't know what Kai's like maverick suave move here is to talk to this strange creature that clearly has much more loyalty to Florial, but can feel that you're good, that you're a good person, and that you're like have the same interests that like align with her. Like there's like a cosmic connection here a little bit, and I want you to paint us that moment if you could.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, I think Kai started asking her just on the sort of off chance that maybe she knew something. And once it becomes clear that she does, Kai becomes quickly sort of more desperate to uncover what info she might know. Because
what do you ask her? What do you ask her? When you can feel it, when you can feel she knows something, what do you say?
Sure. Please, I know we don't know each other, and I'm sure that this is whatever you know is important and closely guarded information to you, but we've been searching for so long, stumbling around in the dark. It feels like looking for some clue to where Florial might be, hoping that they might be the one who has some answer to what is happening, because things are headed for disaster.
Sure, but
and
everyone wants to save the world. Everyone wants to fix. Everyone thinks that they know the right way to walk, and that is why Florial has not been seen, is because everyone knows the right answer.
I don't want to save the world, I just want to save my friends. It seems like those two paths have been the same for so long now that doing one, it seems, has been the same as doing the other, but I don't want the world to end, but I would stop it from happening if it helped me get my family back. And I think Florial
a bunch of crystals grow off of her at one time.
Oh! Excuse you.
Yeah, what was that, a sneeze?
You good?
Yes, I'm also at work.
Right, I'm sorry. I know.
I'm building you a bridge.
Yes, I know. Thank you.
She
But
says,
please, anything you can tell me.
I understand wanting to exist. And I understand wanting other things that you are close to continue to exist. I feel the way to make Florial feel like I am doing a kindness to them in the way that they did a kindness to me is to never tell anyone where they are.
Whoa.
But I also miss Florial. So I ask of you, wise, weird stranger, how do I give to my friend what they wish, and also get what I want. How do I find them and open the door to them when I know it will push my chances of being with them farther away?
Listen, you don't have to tell me where Florial is. You don't have to lead me to Florial, all right? Just tell me, did the Moon Girl go to Florial?
Yes.
Well, don't lead me to him, just lead me to her.
Them.
No, also the Moon Girl? Really? Thank you.
No, Florial is
Oh, I did it before.
contains multitudes. Yeah.
Maybe. Thank you.
I didn't need for this to be a bit about my pronouns. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
And this large crystal sphere looks at you with this face that they're clearly creating. There's like this shadowy, murky spot on them, and they say, "There is a violet bridge that goes to a hearth. And if you hum upon it, if you hum while standing on it, you can feel the ringing in your ears as if you are humming next to yourself. And you will know you are on the right bridge. Walk through the hearth, and you will find your Moon Girl."
Thank you. If I see Florial, I will tell them that you miss them.
Please
If
don't.
that's what then I won't. I was going
I've
to
changed
say
my mind.
If that's what you wish.
If you find them, do not mention me.
Okay.
But I will know that this weird, wise stranger will have found them. Now I have work to do.
Me too.
Good day. And the face disappears, and right then you hear this, which is Moonboy panting a little bit as you see, him making these movements while being held by Klik's two tiny arms as they make their way up the fuchsia bridge, and you see your friends here.
Okay.
Notably, we look like shit.
So, I got possessed and Thad, Cragbeard, it ran amok. Kibosh.
Slow down. Here, I give him a pickle.
He eats it sideways, corn on the cob style.
Oh, that's the stuff.
You all right?
Yes,
What happened
Klik.
to you?
Klik saved me, and then killed me, and then saved me again.
Killed
But
you? Killed him?
it wasn't
He
me.
was
Do you
possessed.
remember the Cove of Bones? Do you remember the creature, the swirling portal in the robe? My God. I can
The
still
Dream
see its
Eater?
Terrible
Yeah.
eyes. Yes.
It looked like one.
It looked like one, it spoke like one, and it sure as hell possessed me like one. But
We barely got out of there in our own skins, if I'm honest.
I hardly remember
I'm
it.
sorry.
It's
I had
fine.
to shoot Moonboy out of the sky. It was actually sweet.
It was sick. It was totally sick.
I'm glad you're all right. I'm sorry I wasn't there.
It's
Yeah,
all
you
right.
do hear the story of Klik killing Moonboy. That is a thing that in their description comes out and that Kai hears.
Yeah,
Well,
and
I
the
guess that
Moonboy,
settles that argument.
the Moonboy kind of shows you the
the scars. She stabbed me right here in the heart, and I didn't have all of my feats or spells, or it might have been a little bit more even, but who knows? We'll have to figure that out another time.
Probably not.
I don't know, I've got a lot of control stuff going on this side, Kai.
That's true. But if she could get anyway, never mind.
Kai
Notably,
pulls out,
I
like, a
got the
gridded
snot
map.
beaten out of me by a earth elemental. So
Yeah, we're covered
Thad
in
and I
giant.
are not on good terms.
We're covered in giant burns.
Thad
from
and I are
their
fighting.
fists.
Do you guys need healing?
Yes.
I just
Oh,
need
please.
sleep.
I
I
need
truly
a
hope,
rest.
Aaron. I truly hope, Aaron Urist, that you go back and watch that episode at some point because you can just feel the horror on both of the players. It's great.
It was very gnarly, and it was
Yeah.
very much. It was very much like, oh, geez, if Kai could help us, this would
Yeah.
really even out.
help us,
But
yeah.
as it's Kai help us, as it stands, we're gonna have to do some dark shit.
So yeah, you no problem. Like if you want to heal, you can. If you want to take a rest in this this garden of pools and crystals, you can. But it will. You are just like sleeping, kind of like out in the wilderness here a little bit. So that's not me again hinting anything. It's
Sure.
more of just like I want to make sure it's clear that you are out in the open, even though this guardian, this like crystal guardian, is here. You don't know how much she's necessarily gonna like help you in a fight. Or anything like that. Yeah.
Does this seem like the type
Also,
of
I just
place...
realized Klik said she needs some sleep. She was kidding. Ha 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 ha.
I know,
Sleep.
that's why.
Kai gets it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's that?
You must be
Yeah,
tired.
she
if you
winks
think you're
to
going
it,
to
yeah.
sleep.
Yeah, I need to get some sleep.
What does
Hard
this
to
look
wink
like
when you don't have eyelids, but you feel
Talk
the
like them now.
It's one eye just sinks into your head.
it just like pops in and out.
Yeah, you click sideways like Men in Black.
Yeah.
Does this seem like the type of place that like
No, she just takes
critters-
one hand and just goes.
Yeah.
This is me winking.
Wink.
Does this seem like the type of place that like critters would avoid in their natural course of?
Roll a perception check.
Hell yeah! Could I argue that? Well, I mean, my perception's higher than my nature.
And I've decided that canonically, if you roll above a 30 on perception or investigation, it is examies.
I love it. Love it.
Man, Rachel, we need to really
Arcanes?
build a chart. We need to build a chart. Like,
And we've got examies, dammies.
Anyone
That
for
is
Arcane?
A 16.
Arcanes.
Arcanes feels like history or like arcana, like it feels like a different category.
Right, that would be Arcana.
Right, yeah.
The-
Well,
This
you're the
is-
only one that rolls arcana, and you're the only one, you only roll above a 30, so.
I roll Arcanes.
yeah, your dice
If it's,
have extra sides.
If it's intimidation, it's demandies.
Demandies. Love it.
Yeah.
That's my favorite comedian, John Demandy. Anyway, next up, I rolled a 16 on that perception.
Good. If you stay here for a long period of time, like a long rest, you know that the pools here are magical and might draw some attention. And this is kind of like a crossroads to a lot of things traveling.
Yeah, it's like sleeping at the watering hole.
Okay.
You don't know what lives here at all, but you do know that this seems to be could be a high traffic area if there's anything that lives here.
Okay. I
Keep planning. I'll be right back.
I was just gonna say I kind of look around and take that in, and I'm like,
We can't rest here. Kai, there's more that you have to know. We saw a door. It was blue. Baby blue, would you say baby blue? Klik.
It was the door that Janice went into. Definitely. It was definitely where Janice is.
On Firma
We,
Yes.
we saw
it was
Firma
the portal
through
to
the
where
door,
Janice went.
but
So she came
more
through
that
here.
she might be here.
Well, or she took a different portal to the same place, but this is where Janice is.
Well, I was talking earlier to Madeira. She knows a great deal. She knows Florial. She knows the Moon Girl. She saw her come through here. She can She could lead us to them.
Lead us to Florial?
To the Moon Girl. She's a thing specifically about
But what?
not divulging Florial's information, but she says she knows where they are. Also, Florial, they them pronouns.
Noted.
Good to know. What if we inadvertently are leading Janice straight to Florial, though?
Janice can't still be, you know,
Here?
God knows what Janice is up to.
Janice.
I know.
And she's probably 15 times the size since we saw her last. She's a growing girl.
She was pretty evil last time we saw her.
She was angry and afraid, certainly.
Definitely hungry.
Hangry and afraid.
Yeah, she could be a problem for sure. I wonder where she went. But yeah, I mean, we could potentially get to the Moon Girl, find her, find Florial.
So, our options are to go to Florial, to go after Janice, or to go through the portal that leads to the Dinger.
I mean, I feel
How
like
are we
have
supposed to decide?
I mean, if there's a chance to free the Dinger,
We can't leave them there.
We have to go. We have to go find the Dinger. That is priority one.
we know we can get back here. There's a lot of entrances.
And if I'm honest, the gateway that led to wherever Janice wound up looks like a one-way door. It was barely flickering.
We could probably find it again. I rigged it.
If it
He
lasts
seems
that
pretty
long.
proud.
Right.
We left a feather covered in rocks.
Well, we know that...
Moonboy says he can find it again.
Covered all
we know
the
that
way.
time in here is slow, right?
Right.
Sure.
Time in here is... We're experiencing time here at a regular rate, but outside of here, it's exponentially slower. The portal on Firmaregna opened only periodically. Days or weeks or months.
If I could take a
maybe there's
But you
time
rest.
to
say it
do
was
it all?
flickering, so maybe a flicker here is days or weeks on Firmaregna.
That's true.
It's true.
If I could
Wait,
take a
or-
rest, I
No,
could
is it the other way around? I
It's the
forget.
other way
Tried.
around.
It's the other
I
way
could try
around. Never,
to
disregard.
Time moves slowly
find
here, yeah, so it would be.
Janice.
Okay, never mind.
It was smart, though. It was smart.
It was smart till it got extra stupid.
Yeah. It was neat. I liked it.
If we can take a rest, I can use Find Person to try to find Janice.
Is that wise to go racing after Janice when we're here for the Dinger? What if we can't get back?
Well, if she's in here, I think she might have come through this side. I don't think it's against, out of the realm of possibility. It seems
I
more
mean-
likely she would come from that side to this side than go from this side to that side. And if she is in here, then she is experiencing the same time dilation that we are. She's got the freaky time thing as well. And we can
You think
fight
Janice
her
is here?
or talk to her.
Madeira.
If Janice had access to all of these portals, she's extremely dangerous.
She is, but she's not... It's like K.A.I said, she's not wicked or evil. She's just...
we don't
She
know.
doesn't know
I don't know if we
what
know
she
what
is.
Beasts are capable of all sorts of evils when they're hungry.
And if she wasn't
But that's-
evil before,
She doesn't have to be evil to commit evil in hunger.
and
She's
been through a lot now. Who knows how she feels?
regardless.
Maybe she went to the cowboy world. Maybe she's got
Maybe.
cowboy stuff now.
That would be ideal.
We have no idea.
I have an idea. I'll turn towards Madeira and address her in Terran. Madeira, my friends found a bridge that was broken that led to a place they had seen before, and we saw a creature, an ooze, flee through that portal once, which means that she came here. We were wondering if you'd seen her, or perhaps knew where she went or what became of her. She called herself the droplet pulled from the pool.
I cannot fix that doorway because it is broken on both sides. And it is one that Florial asked me not to disconnect so that it can maintain its structure on the other end.
Why would they ask you to do that?
Some doorways on the other side of the bridge do not, well, they are at risk of being torn apart. But if they can hold the tether, they cannot be moved. So some doorways need to be connected in order to be maintained. And as you can tell, it's not my greatest work or Florial's greatest work, but it maintains. She says, kind of, and she's kind of missing the answer that you are really asking about. She's kind of like talking about the craftsmanship of that door, but she says, one has walked through holding a barrel.
That's the one.
She continued walking to the other door.
What other door? The bar?
Which one? The
Each
one.
pathway, yes, each pathway, each bridge, the door connects to another door. They both gain power from each other, and that connection is maintained. So she did not stop.
So each door is connected to another door, not just to here.
Yes.
Interesting.
Without any cracks in the system, you do not see this world. You go straight through.
Whoa.
You all came in on the flicker of a remain.
Like the one on Firmaregna.
Yes, because there was no completed connection. You got through the doorway on a spark that allowed you to go far enough to be here, but not pass all the way through. The one you speak of saw this place, moved through, but did not even have the option to stop as the connection was full, was complete.
So where is she now?
Through the door.
Where does the door go?
She looks at you and raises an eyebrow, and I would love you to roll a persuasion check here. Click, and you can do it with advantage because Kai is passively helping you as he has already wooed Madeira.
Okay. Persuasion. You don't often do this. Where are you? Okay, it is a 16.
Hey.
Okay, well, I got a
Advantage
15.
was very helpful.
I got a 15.
Hilarious.
And so I love the idea of like Klik urgently saying this and it coming off as endearing and not aggressive, that you just immediately say where it goes. And I'm going to tell you, I will tell you. Oh, someone said Perswammies in the chat.
Perswammies, I was just
Perswammies.
laughing at it. Okay. It's pretty easy to get us off track, as you can see.
God damn it.
God dammies.
God dammies.
Okay.
Rachel.
We're beyond the parameters.
The face from this crystal looks at you and does not know the importance of this moment, does not feel any weight to saying this, is just, again, kind of like trying to read the room of how many secrets this like guardian of this place that controls the pathways and feels an obligation of Florial is like sharing with you. But she can feel it. She can feel that she's not doing harm by sharing these secrets with you. And this crystal face looks up at you, and I think I want to say this beforehand, right? So we are going to end the episode after I tell you where she went, and we are not going to do anything else after I tell you, and you're not allowed to ask me any questions after this, and also no moments, no rolls. I'm just going to do the scene, and then we'll see you next time. All right?
I hate it.
The crystal face looks up at you, and she says, "Yes, that is the doorway that is the doorway from Chandos to Hakatha."
Stargazer Moonboy.
Quick question. Just kidding.
Yep. No. You can,
Just kidding. I got you.
wait. But I will ask, Aaron. Do you know where Hakatha is?
Yeah.
Where is it?
It's at the edge of the system. It's where Power Face is.
Okay.
Right?
Yep. Yes.
Oof. Good night.
I'm glad I got that right. Put me on the spot.
I didn't know at all, and now I do.
Yeah.
And now I'm
I
frightened.
was looking for
feel
my
it,
match
I could
notes.
feel
Power-
it.
it's
I
where
could feel it. I could
Power
feel
Face
Aaron knew. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. Power Face might have Janice.
And I think
boy.
Moonboy in that moment is kind of standing there, and he goes, "What? What's Hakatha? What's the problem? Is that good?" End episode.
Yeah. It's like as it's zooming out, like Moonboy is. Yeah.
That like Six Flags?
Cool.
Oh yeah. Case, if you got a second, the chat's asking for the map, just for a little context for Hakatha.
Place that you almost went many times, but there was a percentile roll that put it far, far away. So you
Far away in a galaxy.
Cool. Okay.
Comma.
Shout out to your 31, Moonboy. Yeah.
yeah.
He's got a map up. So just a little fun fact. I think I like talking about this game is that we're playing in a speculative future version of realm space, which I know sounds silly, but it's just like about 2 elven, maybe 3 depending, elven generations in the future from where a lot of the 5e content that is being put out right now takes place. And so we kind of get to cheat a little bit with what is lore, like official 2e Spelljammer lore, and what is official 5e like Faerun lore, and live in the world generations forward in
Sorry,
whatever
our
way that
Space
we want to.
Wizards doesn't have the official lore. Sorry, our beholders don't have the fucking Supreme decal on there.
No, they do. They're just farther ahead. They're operating in the future. But yeah, on the map here too, the crew started the game between Carpri and Chandos, and then they have continued on. They went to Glyth, and they also went to Garden, obviously. And then have since gone through some portals here to be off of the map. But the place that they're talking about is, you can see on the very far bottom left, which is the farthest planet out in this solar system called Hakatha. So that's my little space map for you. Yeah, this map was also custom made for us by. Every map a story. It's very good. It's an official realm space map. Well, unofficial realm space map. It's imitating what is there. So yeah. Anyway, that's what I got.
Official,
I'm out.
unofficial realm space map.
Hell yeah.
We love you.
Yeah, thanks for watching, everybody.
Yeah.
And we will be back next week and try and figure out what door we're gonna go through. Yikes!
We're also doing a special stream on Thursday. It's just kind of we're gonna run a Spelljammer one shot that's in the Better Than Heroes universe. It's in the same universe, but is not. It has nothing to do with any of these characters. It's just going to be a two-part episode. Our friend of the stream, London Carlisle, is going to be in the game. 2 of our players are going to be on the game, and some more guests to be announced this week. It's going to be an hour earlier than our usual stream, so be on the lookout. We'll post about this on our socials and such. But yeah, I'm gonna run a Spelljammer 1-2 shot basically on Thursday this week and next week. So come hang out with us if you want a little bit more D&D content from us.
Sick. Thanks for coming, everybody. We'll see you next week.
Get in our Discord.
Come talk about Janice.
Do it.
Terrifying.
Slap that like button. Slap that like.
Slap it.
Slap the like.
Slap it like your mama.
Stargazer, Moonboy, Klik, the Crusher, K.A.I, Humblia, Chef, and the Wind Rider, Flute, Whim Teaser. They're better than he.